Your tracker's not sending a signal.
Do you want to check it?
Be my guest.
What are you doing down there?
Trying not to get lost.
I'll turn it on now.
Oh, and you have a new code name.
Code name?
Uncle.
Hey everyone, welcome to Movie Toast. This is a show where I like to celebrate all things movies, video games, TV shows, you name it, and I want to talk about it. And today, I want to discuss an underrated film, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. But what makes a film underrated? We discuss underrated movies all the time, and many people are pretty passionate about it, but I feel like we never actually understand what we mean when we say a film is underrated. So I've created 4 rules that a movie can fall under to be underrated. Number 1, being panned by the critics. Number 2, being panned by the audience. Number 3, underperforming at the box office. Or number 4, being a forgotten film altogether. And now that we've laid down the rules, let's get started. Now, having an incredible cast with Alicia Vikander, Armie Hammer, and Henry Cavill, and being directed by Sherlock Holmes' Guy Ritchie, and written by both Lionel Wigram and Guy Ritchie, this film on paper seems like a sure hit. But after releasing in the late summer of 2015, the film fell short, receiving abysmal reviews from critics and moviegoers alike, getting ratings such as 56 on Metascore and a 65% freshness rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Having an estimated $75 million budget, according to IMDb, the film only made $16 million in its opening weekend worldwide, and only grossing roughly $110 million during the film's theatrical run. Now, it did make back the money from the budget, but not by much, giving producers and the studio little hope to the possibilities of a sequel. The film went on to do a lot better in its home release, but by that time the film had been, for the most part, forgotten. So why did it underperform? Being based on a newly forgotten TV series from the 60s, the movie didn't have a lot of buzz, and releasing in the same weekend as the highly anticipated Straight Outta Compton, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. fell into its shadow, as Straight Outta Compton opened with raving reviews and making $56 million in the US alone, doubling its $28 million budget in just the first weekend, blowing Man from U.N.C.L.'s abysmal $16 million opening out of the water.
Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
Hey, that was dope, eh?
This is not the Russian way.
Even though it underperformed in the box office, this is not a film to ignore. The playful banter between Napoleon Solo, played by Henry Cavill, and Ilya Kuryakin, played by Armie Hammer, are enough to enjoy this film, as well as the flirty dynamic between Ilya and Gabby Teller, played by Alicia Vikander, adds an extra layer to the entertainment. But it doesn't stop there, where even a lot of the action is laced with intelligent and well-timed humor to create a seamless movie-going experience that will make you laugh and stuck on the edge of your seat the entire time. The characters especially are incredibly well written and well performed, creating a fresh and entertaining dynamic between Solo and Ilya as they constantly compete to outperform one another.
What are you doing? You're not supposed to be here.
These are Russian made.
These are American made. And very low tech.
That bow tie doesn't work with that suit.
Alicia Vikander also shines in this film, buffering the extreme personalities of Solo and Ilya, but never once feeling like a supporting character. She holds her own, and at many moments in the film, she steals the show, especially in that unforgettable wrestling scene in the hotel with Ilya.
Don't you make me put you over my knee.
So you don't want to dance, but you do want to wrestle.
No, I did not say that.
Not only is the cast great, but the film is absolutely gorgeous, showing the unique and relatively loud style of the 1960s, complementing the over-the-top characters and story with an over-the-top aesthetic which perfectly fits Guy Ritchie's unorthodox filmmaking style. The film takes us across Europe from a divided Berlin, Germany, which is dark and brooding, to a recovering yet thriving Italy, which is full of bright and wonderful summer-like colors, making the film feel exotic and fantastical. The movie feels fresh and exciting, but also holds on to that classic spy style, almost reminiscent of classic Bond and spy films of old.
Are they still following us?
Yes?
When you hear something that sounds like a gunshot, drive. Nicely done.
Fans waiting in hope of a sequel can finally rejoice, as Armie Hammer mentioned last year in an interview with Collider that the writer and producer Lionel Wigram was eager to work on the sequel and has supposedly begun writing. Hammer himself expressed great interest in returning for a sequel by jokingly threatened to go to Wigram's house and forcing him to write the movie. Wigram currently producing Crimes of Grindelwald, set to release this November, and Guy Ritchie set to direct the live-action Aladdin film. It may be a while before we see Peril and Cowboy suit up again for another spy adventure. Like many great movies, this one is a forgotten masterpiece. It has an incredible cast and a super fun story. Over the last few years, it has become one of my absolute favorites. It's a great movie if anyone's looking for a good popcorn flick and a great movie night. I hope you enjoyed as much as I have. Cheers.
Don't talk, just hold me closer. Let me sit on top of your knee. Go ahead and take care of
Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button. And if you want to see more of my videos, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'll be releasing new videos every week. And now, if you'll raise your glass with me in a toast to movies.